The Beyond the Fame podcast is fed by Lido Pizza. Lido Pizza never cuts corners. For menu and locations, visit LidoPizza.com. And of course, this podcast would not be possible without our longtime title sponsor, the Hollywood Casino at Charlestown Races in West Virginia. September entertainment includes Steel Panther on September 12th and the Gen X Comedy Takeover Tour on September 13th, followed by ZZ Top on September 14th and comedian Matt Matthews the weekend of September 19th. Details and tickets at HollywoodCasinoCharlestown.com. Must be 21 to enter the casino floor and attend a show. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Welcome to the newest episode of Beyond the Fame with Jason Fraley. I'm your host, Jason Fraley, picking the brains of the top filmmakers, musicians, and artists of our time. Iron Maiden's iconic frontman Bruce Dickinson brings his solo tour to the Fillmore in Silver Spring, Maryland this Sunday night. He joined me to break down his latest solo albums, The Mandrake Project and More Balls to Picasso, as well as a variety of other topics including his favorite comic books, getting his pilot's license, launching his own beer called The Trooper, and singing the national anthem for the Pittsburgh Steelers this Sunday, though he admits he's more of a Kansas City Chiefs fan, helping me coin a phrase for Travis Kelce's engagement to Taylor Swift.
Hi, Jason.
Hey, Bruce Dickinson, thank you so much for joining the show today.
Yeah, hello. How you doing?
A legend of rock. It's unbelievable that you're joining us. This is great. Of course, everyone knows the iconic frontman of Iron Maiden, but those stories have all been told millions of times. So I want to make this interview entirely about your solo stuff and your solo tour that's coming to the Fillmore in Silver Spring, Maryland on Sunday, September 14th. Now, you've done a bunch of solo stuff over the years, but is this going to be mostly, the set list is going to be mostly stuff from your two latest ones, Mandate Project and More Balls to Picasso from this summer?
Well, no, actually. I mean, people deserve to get a pretty good cross section. I've got 7 albums to pick from, so yeah. I'm basically starting with Balls to Picasso, and then Accident of Birth, Chemical Wedding. I'm kind of saving Skunkworks for a to be reissuing that one as well later. And then Chemical Wedding, there's some stuff off Tyranny of Souls, and of course off of Mandrake. So pretty much a cross section. I dropped a surprise Maiden song in at the beginning of the tour, which was Flash of the Blade. We've never played that song. Nobody has ever played that song live in terms of Iron Maiden. So I thought, well, heck, I got 2. I've got the keyboard player and I've got all the bits I need. So we dropped it, and then the internet went absolutely berserk. So, so I thought, well, we might as well keep that one in the show.
Nice. See, folks, you'll get a surprise Maiden song in there, but you got to come to the show to see which one, or maybe you just spoiled it. But
no, we did actually think, there was 1 or 2 that we thought we could drop in there. But Flash of the Blade just does the trick. And so, I mean, it's not a Maiden show. So, nor are we a karaoke Maiden covers band. Right. So I think you could do one which has never been played, which is kind of cool, and leave it at that, because we've got a lot of great material that we want to play as well. Like Shadow of the Gods, never been played in anywhere except the USA, in fact. So we're doing that one. We've added a few bits as well. So I play a theremin on stage.
Really?
And some nights it's quite cool. Some nights it's complete fail.
Well, that's cool. A theremin. That's awesome. Well, that's teasing the set. I think enough. We don't want to spoil. They had to come out to the show to actually find out the full set list. Everybody in Silver Spring. But I guess we should say Mandrake Project and More Balls to Picasso. Those were your first official solo releases, album wise, in like 20 years since Tyranny of Souls, right? I mean, I know you were touring with Maiden, but had you just been steadily, recording and writing and coming up with ideas for solo stuff that would eventually become these 2 albums? Like, it's just you wanted to make it perfect?
No, I mean, the Mandrake was largely written in 2014.
Okay.
And then when we got back together and said, oh, let's actually finish it, we wrote a couple of extra tracks, but most of it was done in 2014, and we just doodled around with it. The new album I'm doing in January right, with the band that you're going to see in Washington, which is
Awesome.
the band that I toured last summer with as well.
Oh, cool.
The new album, I was writing with the band, and we started with 66 tracks.
Wow.
Um, and we in April we went in and we combined some of them and worked on them and came up with demos for about 18, 19,
Wow.
something like that. And so in January, we're going to go in and record old school, like live in the studio.
Right.
Um, uh, Somewhere between, well, let's see how far we get.
That's quite the whittling down process, So,
yeah, it's a completely brand new album.
okay, wow. So wait, what's that one going to be called? Or do we not know yet?
I got several ideas for what it's going to be called.
Yeah. You want to kick them
Um,
around or you don't want to spoil it here?
no, not yet. No,
He's like, there's a better
no,
forum than you to
no,
make that
no, no, no,
announcement.
no. But I mean, we're having such a blast writing new
Yeah,
material.
that's awesome.
But More Balls basically was just, this is what the album should have sounded like.
Right.
Um, and so we've kind of crafted it with some new guitars. We put strings, orchestras, all kinds of stuff. I mean, it's a really a full blown reinvention.
Yeah.
It's not just a respray,
I got you. Well, we're so excited to see the new one that you're working on after whatever.
On the same day, I'm playing in Washington. Get this. So this request came in. The Pittsburgh Steelers want me to sing the national anthem for their opening game that
In
same day.
Pittsburgh?
Yeah, in Pittsburgh.
So you're
We
going to
in
be
Pitt-
in Pittsburgh, drive 4 hours down the PA Turnpike or whatever to Silver Spring? Or
uh-huh.
really?
Yeah.
Wow.
We do a show in Pittsburgh the night before.
Wow.
And then the following morning, which is the day of the Washington show,
Yeah.
I got to go sing the national anthem.
Oh my gosh. Well, that's
I have to
crazy.
learn the words and everything, I mean,
Wow. Yeah, NFL season is here, baby. Actually,
yeah. I
actually,
mean, an amazing honor to be asked to do it.
so
I was
you're doing
blown
the
away.
national anthem at the Steelers game.
Yeah, the American national anthem, of course.
Of course. Yeah. Oh, there you go. Well, yeah, you have to specify.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
you're from across the pond. But
I am
but
from across
yes.
the pond,
But
but
yes, but
it's a great honor. I'm gonna
American
try and
football.
yeah, American football, and no, but I dig American football because I'm a big rugby fan, and
Oh yeah.
all that, and the ball is similar.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's a lot of guys going and beating the crap out of each other, but obeying the rules at the same time.
Exactly. I love it. But driving back and forth in one day, just make sure you flip the switch, have your Terry Bradshaw and those references in Pittsburgh. But then when you come down here,
Yeah,
throw out Jaden Daniels is crushing it for the Washington football.
yeah, yeah.
All
I
right.
mean, I'm afraid I am kind of like I'm a closet Kansas City Chiefs guy, so I'm
Is that
like,
because you like Taylor Swift? Is that why?
no, no.
You want to wish her happy engagement? You brought it
Yeah,
up. You brought up the
always,
Chiefs.
always. But I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, it's Mahomes, isn't it?
It
It's
is.
Mahomes. I mean,
Yeah.
and he's something else,
He's
So yeah,
unbelievable. He's generational,
yeah.
unbelievable. But Taylor, her and Travis Kelce, Bruce Dickinson wishes them all
Of
the best.
course. Why wouldn't you? Why would you not?
The gridiron maiden. There's something there.
The gridiron maiden. I love
There
it.
you go.
I love it. You coined a phrase. There you go. Boom.
There you go. Well, you coined it with me. I'll give you half credit.
Oh yeah.
All right, cool. Well, that's great. That's really cool. And by the way, we're just tangenting. We'll just throw out random stuff. But the Mandrake Project, it came out just this summer as a comic book, right? Year one, is that right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So Mandrake Project is two things. I started out as an album and as a comic. And the comic is a 3-year project because it's 12 episodes, and every 4 episodes we publish a 4-episode book. So volume 1 has just been released, and actually the only place you can get that is on the tour. You can't get it. That's so I thought we'll create a little cool little vibe like that. But I'm so proud of the book. It's really amazing. Z2 have done a great, or Z2, depending on which side of the pond you're on, but they've done an amazing job.
That's awesome. Yeah, what scripted by Tony Lee and illustrated by Stas Johnson. I think you're
Stas
collaborating.
is no longer with us. Stas
No,
was
he
no longer
passed.
with us. It's Peter Kowalski now. But we
Oh,
actually
okay.
have about 3 artists working, and they're all under construction simultaneously. Yeah, so it's really exciting, man.
That's really cool. Well, everybody pick up the comic book. No, well, that sparks a question for me then. I didn't even know we were going to go really in all these directions of football and comic books, but let's go. You were born in England in 1958. Did you grow up liking comic books? Like, were you a comic book reader?
Yeah, but we didn't quite understand some of the references in the comics. So you'd go and get a Marvel comic or something like that, and there would be this guy called Norman Rockwell. I went, who the hell is Norman Rockwell, and why does he want me to paint things, and stuff like that, all these bizarre things, and we had no idea what a zip code was. So there
Yeah.
was adverts in the back of the comics because they were imports, zip code. I went, what is a zip code? I was just thinking, zip is something I use to when I go for a pee. I mean, so what the heck is that? You
That's
know,
your fly. Yeah.
um, so yeah,
Sir.
Doctor Strange and Silver Surfer, and also the Human Torch as well.
You
That
said Doctor
combined,
Strange and the Human
yeah,
Torch
Doctor
and Silver.
Strange, Human Torch, and Silver Surfer, because that combined pretty much all of my adolescent hangers. The Human Torch could fly
Nice.
until he was set himself on fire. All the girls wanted to bone him, and nobody wanted to bone me. And also Doctor Strange, because he could command the universe, and I was like 14 years old and I couldn't command anything. Um, and the Silver Surfer, because he was permanently grumpy and angry, but you never knew why exactly. And that's kind of like the world of the adolescents, isn't it? I'm just grumpy and angry, but I don't know why.
Yeah. So they satisfied all three of your,
Yeah,
adolescent. Yeah. Well, that's awesome. Well, you mentioned zip code, and you said that's something I, use to go to the bathroom. Well, in
yeah,
America, we also call it your fly. And now I'm
yeah.
going to segue into asking you about being a pilot. That's how we do it.
Oh,
We're flying.
oh my
How long
goodness
have you
me!
had
Look
your
at that.
license?
I saw what you did there. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Well, I had my license. I actually got my license from the back of a cornflake packet. No, joking. Um, you know,
Don't fly
uh,
with Bruce.
yeah,
He's only got
exactly.
what,
No,
cornflakes, riboflavin.
yeah. I was a bit of a late starter to flying, but I ended up working as an airline pilot for 15 years.
Wow.
And I was started off as a junior first officer and moved up. Finished up as a 757 captain and 737 and eventually 747. So it was a pretty cool uh, second career.
Wow. There you go. And the plane wasn't called Icarus. It wasn't the flight of Icarus.
No, we didn't have one called Icarus. No, the airline I worked for, or one of the airlines I worked for, because I've worked for three or four. The one that I worked for about 9 years for a company, and we had 11 aircraft, and I had the idea of turning a 757 into a combi and putting the band and crew on it and flying it around the world.
Oh,
So
wow.
the airline were very happy.
That's great. That would come in handy for to get from Pittsburgh down to Silver Spring. You should fly.
Well, that of course is the way to go. I'm seeing apparently when I do the national anthem, we have to kind of time it so that there's no wasted time between. There's three Black Hawk helicopters come
Oh
over
yeah.
and do information, um, and that's very cool. And so I'm going to see if I can, you know, catch a lift with on a Black Hawk. I mean, I do some work with the Royal Air Force. In fact, believe it or not, I am actually a member of a Royal Air Force Reserve Squadron, 601
Really?
Squadron. I'm an honorary group captain in it, but because of that, I get to go and have fun days out, and so I spent a day dangling underneath a Sea King helicopter, back a search and rescue one. So they chucked me out the side, dangled me off, standing on a cliff, and then they came and I put the rope down and they winched me up again. They went, "Hello, guys,"
Oh
So
my
I
god.
don't
Who are
mind
you
that.
think you are? Tom Cruise? Is this Mission Impossible with Bruce
No, I'm not
Dickinson?
Tom Cruise, but I may be about an inch taller than him. which
Yeah,
is not hard.
so I hear.
But that still makes me shorter than 90% of Americans, you know. Yeah, so I mean, if they want to dangle me on the end underneath a helicopter all the way to Washington, I'm cool with it.
Now that would be making an entrance. Wow. Bruce Dickinson is going to be coming to the Fillmore in Silver Spring, Maryland on Sunday, September 14th. You've played these giant arenas, you know, singing, you know, the Trooper and Run to the Hills and all that stuff. What's it like compared to do like a Fillmore like this? Fillmore's smaller than the bigger stadiums you have done in the past. Do you like getting to do the solo stuff in the more intimate settings?
Yes, in a word, because the intimacy is amazing. We have the A team on sound and lights. We've got Maiden sound engineer, monitor engineer, lighting engineer, backline crew. You know, my son is the stage manager. He does the video wall. We've got the sound, the lighting designer is Maiden's lighting guy. It's fantastic.
Awesome. As we sign off, want to plug your beer real fast?
Yeah, plug my beer. Yeah. Well, you know, years ago, I developed a beer with an English brewery, and it's turned into a bit of a monster. So we now brew in 9 different countries, and it's amazing. When I go down to Brazil now, we have a fabulous brewer down there, Boda Brown, and they do about 6 different brews. We won Best Beer Award at the World Beer Awards for our progressive lager in Germany, which is amazing because obviously they're very picky about their beer in Germany. So we're doing great.
Oktoberfest, baby. It's so much
Yeah.
fun over there. So if you're
Yeah,
pleasing them, then yeah, you're doing it right.
yeah. So anyway, yeah, Trooper. I mean, it's kind of Trooper is sort of like a virtual brand. It's everything is the overarching thing is Trooper, but under that we have probably about 20, 25 different beers.
Awesome. I love that. And then they run the hills to go pee with their flies. See, we can bring it all back around.
That's right. Yeah.
Thank you, Bruce Dickinson. You're brewing. Thank you, Bruce. You're brewing. Bruce Dickinson. Hey,
yeah.
I think Bruce Dickinson's not as good as Gridiron Maiden for Taylor Swift. We'll go off on that note.
We'll go up on that note. Yeah.
Hey,
yeah.
Thank you. Seriously. Thank you so much. Again, everybody, Bruce Dickinson, you know, iconic Iron Maiden frontman. Going to be bringing solo stuff to the Fillmore in Silver Spring, Maryland on Sunday, September 14th. Best of luck at the Steelers game for the national anthem. Save a little energy for us down here in Silver Spring, DC area. All right.
Yeah. Thanks, Buzz. All right.
Thanks so much for listening to Beyond the Fame with Jason Fraley. Our theme music is Scott Buckley's Clarion. Remember to give us a 5-star rating if you like what you hear. We'll see you next time.